Not to get back to the program that is being run, is more like a conjugate method, which is consists of maximum. I mean, you get to max out your lifts every week, as opposed to the conventional methods of peaking, powerlifting peaking method, where you have different phases of uh, hypertrophy and strength, and then you peak for the season. For the conjugate method, you get to max every week, twice a week for your upper body and lower body, and then you have some extra 2 days for dynamic work where you work on speed with half the amount of load that you would on your max effort. On top of that, you spread out some accessory in between those days, and you're good to go. So since October, like six, that's like 3 cycles now, 5.5 months going. I think with deload included, about 6 months now that I've started it, and it's been productive, been making great, tremendous progress. It happens to be the best method so far that I can use to be efficient at calisthenics and weighted calisthenics as much as powerlifting, and without sacrificing one over the other, because I get to rotate different variation and stay proactive without losing efficiency in some of the lift. So it's really perfect, and I love it at the moment. Just that now since I've started, I've been meeting the maximum set that I've set for each program, because I have it laid out for almost a whole year my program. So I have the anticipation of what numbers I will have by these dates. And the only problem is when you miss the the number that you want. So it can be a little bit not depressing, but mentally it can definitely affect the athlete. That's why you have to really be conservative in what you shoot for, so that you don't miss the lead. Because once you miss it, then morally, even though you've been doing great, it's still gonna affect you for the next time you're gonna be maxing. Which this week I failed both my max on the upper body and the lower body, but the the load before the maxes are pretty fast and much cleaner. So that's, for me, tells me that it's progress still. And with a little bit of fatigue that you can have, because it's been 6 weeks now that I've been doing without deload at all. And it's about the time after 3 weeks I'm supposed to be in need of deload. This time I pushed 6 weeks, double the time, and I haven't deload. Still feeling good, but the fatigue can still be there. So I know there is nothing wrong with the program, and I may have overshot the lift as well for the squat, because I went straight from my 405 to 450.
Wow.
So because I didn't that time was 435, 435 with a 5% increments would
That's
have
182 kilograms.
would have put me 435 6 weeks ago with a 5% increment.
435.
Yeah, that was my last
Wow.
PR, right? It would have put me at five. I mean, by 450,
435.
252 something.
That's 218 kilograms.
Yeah, I know, but I'm
It's
talking
218.
about like it's gonna put me around 455. So that's what the max supposed to be if everything goes well as planned, because it's been at 452 something. And last week on my pin squats, I did 405 on the pin squat, which translates to about 90% of your normal max, and it puts me exactly around 460. So I knew for sure that with my current strength, based on 6 weeks ago, what I planned, and based on last week, my pin squat variation, because you start and then you push. So
Yeah, and
that will give you an estimated 90%. So I know that I was on track to at least have that 450. That's why I chose the lower end of the 452 and a half and 460. I got 450 because I wanted to try 455. That would make it two donuts on top of the four plates, it looks nicer. But I really fought my ego, and I just put those two small plus the 2.5, and still, I mean, and I knew I was gonna fail because something I've learned is once I start doubting, then I know that
That's
I don't have
That's
it.
it.
No, it's not the doubt. It's not the doubt that make it fail. I think I know it, but my ego wants to get it because on the program I want to have it. So I just didn't want to just admit that that day I didn't have it, and because even if I had like 445 or even 440, that would have been like only 5 pounds more. I may have had it, but something now telling me that I would still have failed the four things. So I just didn't have anything to beat my last PR for whatever
Just
reason.
like that.
So I just went straight for the 450, went down and poof, and then I just bailed out, and it is what it is. But other than that, I think everything else is good. On my pull up was the day before was not too good either. Like I'm still around the same. I'm faster, more powerful from the bottom, but the top range is still hard to cover. So I was hoping to have 180 uh, pound like for the four plates, and it just didn't have it. Have one 3.5, 160 is still kind of there, even though I'm not happy with the way that one went too. So it's just one of those things. I mean, you can't force it. You just have to adapt. Once the adaptation is there, then
You
you
just
are
keep
you are,
trying
you are
every
strong
day.
enough. So, and I just have to keep working on the speed work and keep rotating the max effort. And I'm working on a lot of things at the same time. So it's understandable that not everything will go perfect because I want the one on pull up. I want to increase my weight pull, my weight dips, front lever, my planche, even though I have not been focusing more much on that. I've been building volume with other accessories, and I know that when I have a good foundation, if it's time to peak, I'm gonna be able to peak within like 2 months and trying to get some good result on the planche thing. So having that much goals is normal that your resources are limited, and I'm just trying to optimize it with the knowledge that I have. So yeah, so far so good. I mean, can't really complain. But when it happens, you're really not happy because you're like, man, damn, this workout, man, God. And I had my blue Power Ranger shirt, or maybe Superman shirt. My all
You had a
my
superhero.
tight. I had my tight. I had my all blue titan and was ready to kill it and get my 450 and I didn't post it on the IG. I just posted the 405. Usually I'll post it, but at the same time, I was just really mad about it. So I'm like, nah, I'm gonna leave it out just there. And just in the description say that I was not able to get it. Yeah.
So